What's going on, everybody? Ethan Gardner, Ty Grissel with the Tactical and Technical podcast. Thanks for joining us this morning. It's 6:30 a.m. here in beautiful Lexington, South Carolina. I like your Dixon this morning.
Yeah, I am a big fan of the Dixons. I'm a little I'm concerned, though. Like, I look at yours, and maybe you've just worn yours more or washed them more. They're a little more loose.
You got to air dry them.
I air dry all my stuff. My wife will go and she will wash my clothes, and I'll have T-shirts that I absolutely love.
You're not allowed to wash clothes either?
No, I wash my own clothes.
Oh, okay. Because last episode you told us that you're not allowed to load the dishwasher.
Yeah, no, I don't. No, I can wash. I only wash my clothes. I don't handle the wash of everybody else's clothes. I don't let her touch my clothes. So
Gotcha.
She shrinks them all.
Yeah.
I have T-shirts that are some of my favorite T-shirts. I bought a jacket. I bought this jacket. It's Oakley jacket, limited edition. Got it at the outlet store. You can't buy it anymore. Fit perfectly. She washed it. Like, it was awful.
Didn't go over well.
Yeah. So
Little tiny now.
But yeah, my Dixons are a little more firm, more rigid.
Gotcha.
Which is fine. I like it. I didn't know.
Yeah. Which one is that?
I don't know.
We're never gonna get a Dixon sponsorship that way, Ty.
I know. I don't. Pay
This is the Liberty. This is like one of their first red, white, and blue ones that they did. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm a big Dixon fan.
Yeah.
My hat's Dixon. I got a couple of Dixon hats.
Yeah.
I got Dixon duffel bag.
Yeah.
I have Dixon gloves and a Dixon jacket.
I love it. Yeah, very biker oriented, right? The Dixons, but now that I don't ride a bike anymore, I can be a little bit more. They're way more versatile than people give them credit for. So you can roll the sleeves up, unbutton them,
and you fit into a certain lifestyle if you wear that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You remember when we went to SHOT Show? I mean, I looked like I had 5,000 twins there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everywhere you turned.
Yeah, Dixons and guns.
You had a camaraderie built up. You could just, it's like, being undercover in the CIA, right? Like, you got to fit in, right?
Yeah.
You got to be a master of disguise. I mean, for example, I just shaved my head. I got rid of my flowing locks. I'm bald now. It's because if I want to disappear, I can just do that.
Yeah, there you go. That's how it works. But Dixon is one of my favorite companies mainly because of their marketing practices. So they're like the kings of this like trickle out marketing idea that they just do collab. Like, they have their regular line of like Dixons that you can buy, but it's the trickle out marketing of their collabs.
Yeah, they do a lot of collabs with action sports.
Yeah.
People, military people.
They've done one with everybody.
Artists, tattoo artists and stuff like that. Travis Pastrana, I know, did one.
Yeah. I remember they did one with AC/DC.
Yeah.
But it's like a constant the hard part about it is, right, in the beginning at least, it's a constant revolving door of like, okay, we got to have another collab, another collab, another collab.
Yeah.
Now, they don't have to ask anymore. People are just, please take my money.
I was a little disappointed, and this might not go over well with people, but they have bikinis, right? So they have a whole swimwear line.
You trying them on for size, seeing if they fit you?
I get the ads.
Oh, really?
And I guess they're just promoting body positivity, but the girl is not.
Not it.
No.
Not it.
She does not need to be wearing that bikini.
That's funny.
That is for sure.
I got to see the ads that you're getting. That's hilarious.
We got a new setup, everybody.
Yes.
Apologize for the first episode.
Great job, Ty.
A little blurry. Hopefully this will be a little clearer.
Ty's a big Star Wars fan, as I am as well. And so a lot of our aesthetics are Star Wars themed. Absolutely love it. Is it in order of like trilogy that you love? Is it Star Wars, then Lord of the Rings, then Harry Potter?
Yeah, I mean, Star Wars is first.
Star Wars is absolutely first.
Star Wars is first.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I enjoy the others.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot about the others. I just don't get tattoos. Of the others.
Gotcha.
Get Star Wars.
Yeah, you have you have stuff on your fingers, right? You got the.
I have the helmets.
Yeah, there you go.
From some of the guys. I have the Millennium Falcon. My whole right arm is covered.
We got one of our boys back here jamming out to some tunes. Good stuff. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking about you yesterday, actually. Last episode we talked about, AI tools and your agents and all of this stuff. I wonder if you want to talk a little bit about, because that's like really big level, big brain stuff. I wonder if you want to talk about something maybe a little bit simpler, like ways that you've built really simple AI tools or automation tools that help us go faster. So an example being like how Close Quarters produces all of our like social media contents, right? So we very simply just have a set of workflows. It's either we're gonna post this thing, twice a week. We're gonna post it 3 times a week. We're gonna post it on a 8-day rotation. I call it an 8-day. So like it posts Monday one week, Tuesday next week, Thursday next week, and then we just push that out to whether we want it 3 months, 6 months, or whatever. And we're writing the schedule for a social media campaign for. Army Snipers have their raffle going on right now, right? They're raffling off a Barrett as well. It's a MRAD, pretty cool rifle, but it's out there on the event campaign workflow schedule. So long story short, we're writing these campaigns, these 6-month campaigns in 45 minutes,
right? And
then just collecting the content for that campaign afterwards based on what has been written about it. So this is like just an example of some workflows that I've built that have helped us go way faster, but like on a much simpler level. So can you talk a little bit about some tools that you've built that people wouldn't think of that could speed up life?
So in the internet marketing game, when it comes to ranking on the first page of Google, one of the more important things is Google seeing activity on your website. And so when people hear the word activity on the website, what they think of is making changes, right? But most of the time your website, you have a product, you have a service, you can only talk about it so much on there, right? So what Google wants to see is blog posts. Well, who has time to sit and write and type out, be creative enough that, unless you're a writer, right?
Like, if you get the juices for it, sure.
Yeah, who has time to do that? So I have workflows that I built out of super simple automated workflows that every 3 days the AI runs on a trigger, and it has its parameters of topics. It has like a list of 50 different topics, and then if it runs out of those topics, it finds similar topics. And then all of my clients want to rank for local service, right? So they have a list of cities to focus on, and then the AI writes the blog based on the topic, inserts and makes it sound natural enough to use the cities and things like that. Then it formats into blog post format, inserts images and any other graphics that you want, or it'll just create its own, and then automatically posts to the website and then submits to the Google Search Console to be indexed by Google. So this happens every 3 days for all of my clients. So they've got a blog post that goes out and gets indexed every 3 days on Google, which is showing the activity that Google wants. And then it helps with the AI search results because it positions you as the expert in that industry, in that field, so that when somebody, Google is the biggest search engine out there, right? You got the other ones, Bing and all that kind of stuff, but Google's the biggest one. Well, Google lost market share when it comes to AI now. Like, people are searching in AI more than they were.
Yeah, it used to be go Google it. Now it's let me ChatGPT that real quick. Let me Claude that real quick.
Yeah, for sure. And so, Google only lost like 8% or something like that, right? Which is you think about it when you hear the numbers, and that's like, oh, that's not that much. But when you're talking about billions of people and billions of searches, 8% is a huge number.
Oh yeah. When I used to sell Google ads and search engine optimization, all the Google things, we used to use a couple data points to tell people how important it was. And back in like 2024, it was some ridiculous numbers, like 1.6 trillion Google searches in 2024, and then it was 75% of people didn't go to the second page of Google, and then even more so, like 33% or like 30% didn't even go past the first 5 listings.
Yeah.
So when you talk about the numbers of it all, it really makes it pretty clear that it's a volume game, right?
Yeah.
Like how often can I get on the first page of Google in front of those 1.6 trillion Google searches? So still a really valuable tool, still a really valuable marketing platform, your Google ads, especially for local areas, these HVACs, plumbers, electricians, all that stuff. Google ads are now not going anywhere.
So going back kind of on the AI and the bots and all that kind of stuff, I found this really cool tool. So
what now?
It's so in the bot space is it's all about skills, right? What kind of skills can you give your bot? And so I'm always looking at new skills to add. And I haven't heard anybody talking about this. I saw one video from a guy on it, and I went and checked it out. It's called Ghidra. Ghidra. It was developed by the NSA. Like, legit the NSA. I thought it was a scam, but it's the NSA.gov is the site listed inside of GitHub. And so basically what this skill does and what this tool does is it reverse engineers any program to completely break down how it was done, and then you can go rebuild or modify things on your own to make it fit your own way. So no more of the that's a really cool thing. I wish I would have thought of that. Now you can just take it and
nothing is safe on the internet anymore.
No.
Nothing's been safe on the internet ever.
The question I had was like, why would the NSA put this out in public?
We know you're watching, government.
Right, like they're probably looking, there's probably some piece of tracking shit inside there that's like, we're going to use this to find out who's...
You never know.
Whatever, but...
Ronald Reagan.
But yeah, so Ghidra, G-H-I-D, let me just confirm this here, G-H-I-D-R-A, and just a little summary of what it is. It's a software reverse engineering framework created and maintained by the NSA's Research Directorate. Includes a suite of high-end tools that let you analyze compiled code across Windows, Mac, and Linux. Capabilities include disassembly, decompilation, graphing, and scripting. It was built to solve scaling and collaboration problems on complex reverse engineering efforts. So let me tell you what I used it for.
Yeah. In English, please.
Yeah, so I've been building a video editing system where you could, myself or a client could just go upload videos somewhere, and then they can pick a template, hit run, and then it kicks them back a video. So I was having my bots build these templates in code, right? So they would watch a template that I liked, they would go and rebuild it and then make it available. But they weren't doing that great of a job. They were getting it done, but they weren't really, they would miss, transitions or effects or things like that. And so, like, I use CapCut for a lot of templates on quick things, right? And so I had this Ghidra go in and reverse engineer CapCut so that I could automate the system to where you could just drag and drop, upload the clips, pick the template that you want. It runs it exactly through the CapCut template. Like, just replaces the clips in the CapCut template, and it'll give it back to you. And we were trying to, I was using Claude Code, and it was like, originally it was like wanting to write a script that moves my mouse and points it and the thing, but I got big monitors and the things open up in different spots all the time. And so that it was messing up and opening up the wrong things. And I was asked Claude Code, I was like, hey, check this out. Do you think that this would be something that we could do? And it was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like, yeah, let's do it.
It's always amazing.
And it friggin' was awesome. Now, I will say, to your point of it's always amazing, most of the AIs spit that back out, but Roger don't. Roger come back and be like, yeah, this is dumb. This is not going to work in our system that we're building. There's components in here that would be good. I'll pull those components out and we'll put them in. But
I feel like Roger's picking up the way you are, your attitude, and he's like mimicking that. Like,
I think he does. Randy don't do that.
Really?
Yeah, Randy.
Well, Randy's not the CEO though, right?
No, but I didn't give either one of them super specific attitude.
To be clear, we're talking about Ty's incredible invention of his entire marketing team of AI bots. Randy, the CEO, and Roger, what's Roger do again?
Roger's CEO.
Roger's the CEO. Randy
is an SEO
That's
website
right.
specialist. He did really awesome. So, I've got kind of a checkered past, and Randy's gone out and done some reputation management for me and gotten some articles taken down.
That's cool. That's really cool.
He's done a really good job.
That's good.
I'm hoping I still got to work on the Rogers agents. I've been busy, with other projects this week, so they've been kind of put on the back burner for a minute. But
you're really proving and showing how the marketing realm is going to really change over the next decade, right? The usual ways of doing things in like big marketing agency world are going to change forever over the next 10 years.
It's not just marketing, right? Like that's the thing. A lot of people on the internet, that's the big thing they talk about for these tools, right? That's the low-hanging fruit, right? That's the easy thing that you can use AI for. But, you've seen just in the last, over the weekend, what we did with the raffle site, right? I mean, you watched it happen.
Yeah.
And you're getting into it, right? You're going in there and making the changes and seeing that stuff. I made a video the other day. I went to a boat show with my client Westco Trailers, and we had been talking about, building like a trailer pricing tool, right? Because they have one sales guy. He's on the road a lot. He don't always have time to answer the phone. People email. Well, some of the people in the shop don't know the pricing or whatever. So he has a real hard time getting back to everybody on giving them pricing for trailers based on their sizes and the weights that they can hold and all that kind of stuff. And I told him, I said, we can build this thing in AI. We can build this tool and it'll be fully customized and it'll be your tool that. And he was kind of skeptical, right? Like a lot of people are.
Sure.
Until they see it, right? Until they do it.
Then the aha moment happens.
And
what just happened?
I basically gave him this breakdown of like, if he wanted to start building the specs and the parameters for me so that I could build it for him. Well, he started doing it. And he went to ChatGPT, which is the worst one to do, but he went in there and he built and he got the first round prototype done, and he showed it to me and he was like, I can't believe this. Like, so it was really neat because you could really see the wheels turning in the sense of, holy crap, look what I just did. Now what else can it do? What else can I make? What else can I create? So to see, somebody listen to what I've been saying and actually start to put it into use is it was a really cool feeling for me.
Oh yeah.
To see.
I've been telling people a lot, AI's limitations are in our imagination. So like if we can think it up, it can be done. So the example being that you just talked about, my raffle site, which you've helped out with, the bulk of it, right? I said last episode, I just have the ideas and then Ty does all the work, and he does. But I run a lot of these nonprofit raffles for a lot of my partners, right? Scout Sniper Association, Army Snipers, Marine Scout Sniper Heritage Foundation, Ranger Legacy Foundation, all these nonprofits, they all run raffles, right? Because raffles are easy in the nonprofit lane. There's gambling laws that you have to take into consideration if you do a for-profit side raffle called sweepstakes. But nonprofits can run these things ad nauseum, legally, and be totally in the clear and make good revenue, right? So we've been using for a long time just whatever raffle site that we could find that was the lowest price that could do what we needed to do. But every single one of them had really good pieces, but nothing had like all-encompassing, marketing assets inside of it that we could use, right? So I go to Ty and I'm like, hey, all these referral links, all these raffles have something cool, but none of them have everything combined in one. Can we build one? Can we build a better one? Ty's like, yeah, let's take 45 minutes and figure this out, right? So jump on Lovable, right? My new favorite AI platform, builds websites, literally builds code and builds websites based on what you need, right? I go buy a domain, build my raffle. We get to building it. Probably 45 minutes, we've got a rough shell, and then we go work on it over the next 2 to 3 weeks, a couple hours every week, and then all of a sudden I've got a raffle platform that we don't have to pay for anymore, links directly to a nonprofit's Stripe account, provides referral links to where I can give you one, so go out there and push my raffle. And then views from that link show, revenue from that link shows, so you can track how all your referral links are doing. That's big too, because a lot of these nonprofits, they have big email marketing databases and they have big social media followings, right? So I can build a link specifically for the social media campaigns. I can break it down even deeper, build a link for Instagram, build a link for the Instagram bio, build a link for the Facebook bio, all of these things, and track very specifically where revenue and views are coming from on my own platform now. So I just cut out, $300 to $500 expense for my partners and a tool that, I control. So, as we get further down the road in our careers, we keep finding these opportunities to, oh man, it would be great if we had a tool that could reduce my time on this particular thing, or save money for my partners in this lane. And Build My Raffle has definitely done that.
Yeah, so
really cool.
If you're interested in having a raffle run, you can go to buildmyraffle.com and check it out right now. Like you can, if anybody, technically right now, anybody could go get it. Go check it out. They could create a raffle. They could run a raffle.
Yeah,
and
there ain't even a paywall on it.
Yeah, it's
go
free
check it out
for now. So if you want to try it out, buildmyraffle.com. We're pretty proud of it. It's one of those things where like most people, when it comes to creating a product or something like that, they're thinking of this huge thing, right? They're thinking of this overly complicated thing that they can make or build, and they go and they just overanalyze it and all that kind of stuff. But really, this is it's the little things.
Yeah,
right?
We talked about that on the porch the other day while we were building it.
Yeah,
it's
the simple stuff that can end up being the most lucrative and producing the most revenue.
Yeah,
right.
Even in the military, like it was always KISS, keep it simple, stupid. The simplicity of things, it works. It just overly complex plans. Require a different level of buy-in, a different level of attitude, and we just don't always have that, right? So, yeah, it's awesome. Love Lovable. You should go check it out. But let's jump into. You want to talk some G code stuff? You want to talk G code?
Sure.
So we got a G code assaulter plate carrier over here. Ty and I had the distinct pleasure to work with the G code team for 6 to 8 months. Awesome time. Scott Evans, founder and CEO of G Code Tactical. Super cool story. Started off in like all cool stories, right? Started off in like a garage and then upgraded.
Mall kiosk.
Yeah, upgraded to a mall kiosk. Super cool, very humble beginnings. And now they're, doing millions and millions of dollars in tactical gear and holsters. They started out in holsters. The Phenom, the XSR for your belt. I don't think we have any of them laying around over here. Yeah, actually, there's an XSR level 2. They just came out at SHOT Show with the level 3 Vengeance. That's for the law enforcement community and people who want a level 3 holster. That's the levels have to do with retention of the weapon, right? So level 1 is just that tight little thump that you feel. Level 2 is a button that you have to press and the retention, and level 3 becomes a button, a movement, and the pull, right? So it's just a little bit more difficult to get it out of the holster. But G-Code Assaulter Plate Carrier, I just want to be clear, I am no expert by any means on tactical gear. I served in the infantry, so I'm accustomed to it, but I'm no expert. So if you came on here to hear some Special Forces experts talk about gear, you can leave now. We're not going to do that. We keep things really, really simple, and we just talk about really cool products that we like. But this thing back here, that's my original plate carrier from the Marine Corps. A lot older, not as comfortable, a little bit bulkier, and not as modular, right? That's the coolest thing about G-Code stuff is the modularity. It's got these really cool buckles right here that you see. And what that does is you can set up what's called placards. And so I can set up a placard with AR mags. I can set up a placard with pistol mags. I can set up a placard with, single stack rifle mags and a medical pouch on top of it. And that's why they call it the assaulter, right? I can go out on a mission, do something very, very specific with a placard, come back, unbuckle that thing, put the different placard on, and go out and run another mission. It's got this really cool medical backpack on the back of it. It's got a pull tab right here that you just yank that sucker real hard, and the backpack falls right off. So yeah, really, really cool product. Mesh lined everywhere, so you're trying to stay cool and not get too hot and sweaty. I'm a much bigger fan of H harnesses these days, right? Because if you've ever, I don't know if you knew this, Ty, if you ever run around in a plate carrier with like full ammo and plates and all the stuff, it gets really tiring.
Well,
really exhausting.
My plate carrier, I have, I think they're 9 pounds. Front and back, 9 pounds each. And I jog with mine on in the neighborhood. Like
ounces make pounds, and pounds make pain.
It's heavy.
Yeah,
trying to do push-ups and burpees and mow the yard.
Yeah, they're a great brand.
I don't mow my yard.
You don't mow your yard.
My wife does, or we pay some kid to do it.
It's universal. I mean, we saw, the tactical games, right? You see G-Code stuff all over people in the tactical games. Super lightweight without heavy plates in it. And even then, right, like they make plates now that are not as heavy, not as serious. But an H-harness, especially like being out of the military, this is what I tell my buddies, like if I have to don my plate carrier or my H-harness in the civilian world, some like really bad stuff is going on. If I'm going to die, I just prefer to do it comfortably. So an H harness is going on, right? I don't want to, if the end of the world is coming and I needed an H harness or a plate carrier, I don't want to die tired. Like I remember being in the Marine Corps, lugging around 50 pounds of gear across my shoulders, But G-Code's, again, awesome company. I have literally every single holster that they've ever made. And we've got more scattered across the room here. Yeah, just a really cool company, wonderful company. They make the Scorpion. That's their universal retention magazine holder that is just the top of the line on the market. You use it for your, right over there.
There's a Scorpion right behind you.
Yeah, you use it for your, we got some Scorpion pistol mags over here, but you use them, you found out, they're great phone holders.
Yeah, so, being a photographer and videographer, you have a lot of gear. And so these plate carriers, you take the plates out to lighten the load. And then because of all the MOLLE webbing and everything on them and the backpack and everything you can do, you can really mount a lot of different things to it and run cables for charging and things like that. So, if you go to a run and gun photo shoot or video shoot type of thing, or you're in a convention or something like that, it allows you to balance your weight load so you're not just carrying a bag with you all the time. It has everything. You can make it quick and easy access to everything. I like the H harness as well, more for that because it's more breathable and all that kind of stuff. But it's nice to have both. Plus, you just look cool.
Yeah, first rule, always look cool doing it. Right? Yeah. So the G-Code guys, just simply awesome. They take a lot of there's a lot of attention to detail in the work that they do. Like you said, they've got all these slits in here where you can run cables. Ty's actually run battery cables from portable batteries in the backpack, so he can just jump from the Osmo Pocket, charging that to a backup battery for the Nikon or a backup battery for the drone. Mm-hmm. You've got a backpack set up to where you can reach back and pull the drone out and fly it really quickly. It's like a really cool tactical camera guy. They had the military has combat camera.
Yeah.
Right? So combat camera would probably be able to learn a lot from you. Donning all that gear,
sure.
Taking a tactical military war setup and transferring it over into a photography videography platform is pretty cool. We saw them at SHOT Show. They went out to SHOT Show. We built out their whole marketing plan for SHOT Show. We didn't get to continue working with them before SHOT Show, but it was really cool going there because they literally executed on our entire marketing plan
right.
still. So that made me really proud that the work that we did was seen, recognized, and they went after it and did it. And SHOT Show was a great time. They had a really cool booth. Dennis was there. Dennis is the reason G-Code's so tactically successful. They got a guy there, Dennis. He's a former Green Beret and is now working with some secret squirrely dudes. I won't put all of his business out there, but he works with some secret squirrel dudes, teaching them how to shoot. And yeah, he's the product development guy. Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah, this ain't gonna fly. He'll go out there and roll around in the dirt and the mud and be like, yep, this pouch isn't gonna work. This strap is no good. And they'll modify it based on his thoughts and recommendations.
Yeah. It's a great product. My wife has a Phenom, and it's cool. It's got a little purple clip on it, so it makes it feminine for her,
of course,
and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
She can keep it in her bag, keep it in her purse, keep it on her waist if she wants to, It's not, they're nice. They're really good. Everybody that I've ever said, G-Code, they're like, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I have, you got a belt set up right behind me over here, but my honestly favorite thing that they do is their gun belts. You go out to the range, and I just remember before I was in the military, whenever you go out to the range, you got guns scattered everywhere. It's kind of like a mess. You got to load ammo. You got to grab what you want, walk up to the firing line, shoot, come back. But their belts are so awesome. We'll have to talk about them, next episode. But the RTI wheel, it's this little piece that goes on. It's universal. You can put it on anywhere. But it's a little 3-hole mounting system to where the XSR, the level 2 holster or their level 1 holsters can just snap right in. Mm-hmm. So if you have now a table full of guns that are all in XSR holsters and you got some Scorpion pistol mags, you literally are just walking back over to your table, quick disconnecting your XSR holster off your belt, grabbing your new gun, putting it on there, shoving the new pistol mags in your Scorpions.
Or if it's in your bag, like they make Velcro pieces where you can mount, you can literally take the holster off of your belt and put it in your bag or in your car or anywhere, anywhere that they can fit them on there.
Yeah. Great product. American made. Forgot to mention. Always American made. Love that. But yeah, that's G-Code for you. We love those guys. Check them out. GCodetactical.com. Is that their new website?
No, tacticalholsters.com.
Tacticalholsters.com. That's right. Yeah, go check them out. They're awesome. Well, I think that about wraps it up. You got any new toys that you've built? Any new AI programs that you've built? Anything new you're looking at?
No. I started messing around with Pomeli, which is Google's thing. You can go put in a website and it'll give you a whole bunch of creative for it automatically. So that's really cool.
We're going to have to talk about an AI bubble one of these episodes.
Look, it's not an AI bubble. AI is the next internet, right? I mean,
but there was an internet bubble.
Yeah, but that was only because we didn't know what it was, right? Like,
do we know what this is yet?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've got a better grasp on this than we did when the internet came out, right? Like, yes, everybody's out there making anything and everything right now. But, we figured out that Google, Anthropic, OpenAI, those are your big three. It's just like T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon, right? Like, I mean, those are your big three. Yeah, there's Boost Mobile. Yeah, there's Mint Mobile. There's all of, other little shitty cell phone companies, right? But
don't talk about Ryan that way.
They... it's the same thing. You got the big three that are going to dominate all the time, and there's going to be a bunch of little ones that spawn off of that are good. They get the job done. Your phone rings, right? Like when you go to Boost, you pay $25, you get a new, a iPhone 13 for $100, and you're rolling. But sometimes you lose signal. Sometimes your phone calls don't go through. Same thing with the AIs, right? Like, if you look at AI, outside of Gemini, Claude, and ChatGPT, I mean, God, you've got Kimi, Minimax, Perplexity, Manus, Olama, Hedra. I mean, there's 100 of them.
And just like phone companies, to where they all kind of work off of the same towers. A lot of these platforms are just built.
I have a theory
off of ChatGPT and Claude.
I have a theory that all these models come out with something new all the time, right? So like ChatGPT was first, right? Then some people worked for ChatGPT, they left and started Anthropic. They took ChatGPT and said, we want to build our own. Help us build our own AI. So they got Anthropic. Well, then they started tweaking that and started getting into coding. And then Google came in and said, ChatGPT and Claude, we at Google want to build our own. You two guys talk to each other and let's figure out how we can build our own. And then when somebody comes out with a new thing, it's an image or whatever, say ChatGPT comes out with an image generator, Google says, hey, Gemini, go look at ChatGPT and examine it and make us do it a little bit better on the benchmarks. And then they do it, and then ChatGPT says, oh, hey, Google's beating us now. So ChatGPT, go look at Gemini and see how we can make it better. That's all it is. They all just are piggybacking off each other. And nobody's creating, Sam Altman he's the one that did it first. Mm. That's it. I mean, look at Grok. Elon Musk's out there trying to do it. He did the same thing. But then people are using Grok to create some pretty bad stuff.
Yeah, I don't love that for that obvious reason. It's clearly like, and this is probably like conspiracy theory of me, but it really is like the beginning of the end of us all, because AI is gonna take like, you think about like what happened from the creation of the internet, right? The expansion of business across the world, connected the world. Like, you could talk to somebody in the Philippines, in real time. It's leading us towards like the greatest prosperity that we could ever have, and probably our imminent demise as well. If it keeps doing...
Look, I saw a video the other day. This guy was talking about it. He was talking to his friend, and he's like, I just got put into a new position. I am an HIL. And he's like, what is that? He's like, I'm a human in the loop. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, my position is literally to just oversee the AIs. And if they need me to physically go do something, I do it. Yeah. So we're already in the space where we are being told what to do.
Yeah. Tell me what I need to do next. Wasn't there like a last thing, and then we'll close it for the day? I thought you told me about the story, early days of AI. Didn't some YouTube creator, didn't he have like a business idea and then just had one ChatGPT thread, and he just said, all right, this is my business idea. What do I do? And then ChatGPT was like, oh, you need to go do this. And he was like, okay, cool. I did all that. Now tell me what I need to do next.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are doing. They're saying, you have a budget of $500. I am your human in the loop. I will purchase whatever you need me to purchase as far as software, domains, things like that you physically cannot get access to, which is less and less now. And they're starting business, making money. There's a guy out there right now. He named his AI Ron, and he started a company, and within 13 days, he's generating $8,500 a month in recurring revenue.
Lord.
And the AI did the whole thing. The AI makes videos about himself, his little raccoon. He was just on the Kerner Office, which is a podcast with this guy that goes and he's like, if I had $500 to start a business, here's what I would do. Or here's, a simple thing that you can do to create money. Things like that. Like, I mean, it's out of control, but I'm here for it,
Ride the wave. Yeah. Get on the train or get left behind for sure. Well, we'll wrap it up. I'm actually out of town next week, so we're going to have to do a new episode. I'm going to the International Sniper Competition in Columbus, Georgia at Fort Benning. And then I'm
not as a shooter.
Not as a shooter.
He's not that good of a shooter.
Not that good. Okay. We're going to do that on our podcast. All right, cool. Range episode next week. Gonna have to make that right. He saw me shoot bad one time.
And I shot better than him.
Whatever.
For the first time ever.
But I'm heading to the International Sniper Competition with the Army Sniper Association, and then I'll be down there again for the Best Ranger competition with the Ranger Legacy Foundation. So sure to be a good time. Get around back to the Army days of working with the United States Army. So I'm excited about it. And then I'm going to head out to Dallas, Texas. Our buddy Jimmy out there with Valor Mission Project is hosting the 15th annual Boot and Shoot at the Dallas Gun Club. Super excited to be out there with my good friend Jimmy. They raise millions of dollars every year to support brain health and veterans and post-traumatic stress, TBIs, all the things. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. Tune in next time. If you're a brand that wants us to very basically review your gear, because we're not super cool special forces operators, but you'll get just a realistic opinion about your product, send it in, shoot us a message on the Tech Pod, and we'll see you next week.